prepare to race onto the field. Everything is riding on this football game. So there's a special intensity, a special urgency. Here come the Volunteers. Wherever you listen throughout the world, it's football time in Tennessee.
What's up, guys? Dane Davis here. Shout out to Boogie Bentley, Dauber, and the Indy Kid over at Talkin VAWLS Network on YouTube. VAWLS fans, head over to their YouTube channel, Talkin VAWLS Network. Smash that like button and subscribe, baby. Go Big Orange.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley, and it is game day. We are just a little over 10 hours away from Tennessee taking on Florida inside the Swamp, and it's Saturday. It is Saturday. It's game day. It's time to put on the orange-tinted glasses and start to believe that Tennessee is going to go down there and shock the world. They haven't won in the Swamp since 2003. We're going to take a look at 5 things to watch. These are not necessarily keys to the game. These are just 5 things that I'm going to be looking for in tonight's game between Tennessee and Florida. But before we get rolling, do me a favor, go ahead and smash that like button just below the video. If you will so kindly press that thumbs up, it helps the channel. We would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We don't pretend to be something we're not. We're fans just like you. So welcome to the channel. Go ahead and subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live or when we drop new content. We are going to be doing the Tailgating with Talkin VAWLS show, pregame show, 6 p.m. Eastern time tonight, and then we'll be live immediately following the game. So like I said, go ahead and subscribe, tune in for that. But let's get into it. 5 things to watch in tonight's game between Tennessee and Florida. Number 5, Alabama hangover. How does Florida respond after going toe-to-toe with the number 1 team in the country? An emotional loss down to the wire. They get down 21-3 early. They fight back. They compete, but they still take the L. How do they respond? Not only that, how is the environment going to be in the Swamp? It is a night game that's going to play into their advantage, going to give everybody time to get a little boozed up and excited and rowdy going into that night game. But their fan base and their players, I don't think their players even consider this a rivalry anymore. Look back to when Tennessee won so many games in a row against Vanderbilt or against Kentucky. You went into those games just expecting to win. And like I said, Tennessee has not won in the Swamp since 2003. So what is the environment going to be like in the Swamp, and how are the hangover effects after the loss to Alabama last week? Number 4, Tennessee's offensive line versus Florida's front 7. Florida's front 7 on defense is really good. Really, really good. But we've not seen the starting 5 on this offensive line for a couple of weeks now. Cooper Mays is back. That allows you to shift Jerome Carvin back over to guard. So you've got your starting 5. We've talked about the lack of depth on the offensive line. Having Cooper Mays back is going to be key. I don't know who will start at quarterback. I'm going to go ahead and assume that it's going to be Hendon Hooker. I think he's the guy. Josh Heupel said he wanted to roll with 1 quarterback, not 2. I'm going to go ahead and assume, since Hendon Hooker took pretty much all the first-team reps all week, Joe Milton practiced a little bit, I think, starting Wednesday, I would imagine that Hooker's going to be the guy. How fast can this offense go with Cooper Mays back in the game? I think that's a key. This Tennessee offensive line seems to have broken down in the inside once Cooper Mays went out. So it's going to help being able to get Carvin back to guard and get the strength of your offensive line and Cooper Mays back out there on the field. Number 3, VAWLS defensive line against the rushing attack of Florida. Florida puts up a lot of yards on the ground. Tennessee allowing just 52.7 yards per game on the ground. I think that's a strength for this Tennessee defense. Their defensive line does a good job in the run game. But Florida's rushing attack goes beyond the running backs. They've got to be able to contain. We've talked about it all week. You've got to keep Emory Jones in the pocket. I have a feeling we're going to see Richardson out there at quarterback too. No matter who is in the game, you've got to stay disciplined. You got to stay in your pass rush lanes. You've got to contain. You've got to keep those quarterbacks in the pocket. Don't let them loose. Don't let them make plays with their feet. But I want to see how this Tennessee defensive line does against the rushing attack of Florida. Number 2, and again, these are 5 things that I'm going to be watching tonight, but this may actually be the biggest key to the game if Tennessee wants to be able to compete or have a shot in the fourth quarter to beat Florida. Number 2 for me, win the turnover battle. I think if you can get pressure on Emory Jones, you can force him to make some bad throws and make some mistakes and have an opportunity to win this football game. They've got to get pressure on the quarterback. Now would be the time for Byron Young to show everybody what all that hype was all about throughout fall camp. Show them what that hype's about. What better game for Byron Young to step up and make his name than against Florida in the swamp? On the flip side of that, Tennessee has to protect the ball. Hendon Hooker's had the 1 interception. Too many balls on the ground from the quarterback. They have got to clean that up. You got to learn Hendon Hooker, again, assuming he's going to be the guy that starts at quarterback. You have to learn when to get down and when to protect the football. He has that elusive style when he's out in the open field, making guys miss. Kept him in the game late against Pitt on a 3rd and 15 by making a guy miss. I get it. There are pros and cons to the way he runs the football in space. But you have no chance of beating Florida if you turn the football over. So that's a huge key to Tennessee being around late in this game, is they have to win the turnover battle, and not just win it. They're going to have to win it handily. I would say they need to be +2, maybe +3 in the turnover battle in order to have a chance in this football game. Number 1 thing I'm going to be watching seems to be an ongoing theme every week when I do this 5 things to watch video. You guys already know what it is. That's quarterback play. It has to be better. It has to be better. Florida, that front 7, talked about them earlier in the video. They're really good. Really good. Tennessee struggled to run the football against Tennessee Tech. That's a huge concern. With or without Cooper Mays, I don't care. That's a huge concern. So I think they're going to have a very, very difficult time running the football against this Florida front 7. So the quarterback play is going to have to be there. I'm assuming that Hendon Hooker is going to start. The guys over at VAWLS, Brent Hubbs, Austin Price seem to be, putting it out there without putting it out there. So I tend to go with what those guys have to say. Josh Heupel did say in the press conference this week that he wants to go with one guy. He's not playing 2 quarterbacks unless he absolutely has to. I think this thing is now Hendon Hooker's to lose. If he trots Joe Milton out there, I'll be a little shocked, be a little surprised. Now he's not necessarily named. Hendon Hooker's the guy going forward. Joe Milton was the starter. Joe Milton's always been the starter, and that's never been taken away. So I don't know if this is more about practice reps. Like I said, Joe Milton didn't really practice until Wednesday. So I assume he's going to go with Hendon Hooker, and maybe this is Hendon Hooker's opportunity to go. We talk about earning it. We talk about Josh Heupel making guys earn it. Maybe this is Hendon Hooker's opportunity to go earn that starting job. Something else of note in the passing game is Kaiir Elam, rumored to be out. He is the only returning starter in the secondary for Florida, has not had a pass completed against him yet this season. That's a huge loss for that Florida defense. I don't know if that's accurate, if it's rumors. We'll see. We'll see. But continuing on this passing game and the quarterback play, it has to be better. If the deep ball is there, you have to hit it. We can't afford to leave points on the field against a football team like Florida. So the quarterback play has to be better. We talk about it every single week. It's ongoing. When you got 3 quarterbacks, you don't have one. And that's where we're at with this Tennessee football program. If you're going to have a chance and not get blown out by Florida, the quarterback play, you got to figure it out. Now's the time. You have to figure it out this week. You guys know the deal. Drop into the comments. Let me know what are your 5 things that you're going to be watching for in tonight's game. Do you give Tennessee a chance? Do they have any chance in the world? I know a few of you guys picked them to beat Florida. I got to see it to believe it, in the words of Brent Hubbs. But leave me a comment. Let me know what you're going to be looking for tonight. How is your confidence level? Do you have the orange tinted glasses on because it's game day? But that's going to wrap it up for this one. Do me a favor. Go ahead and smash that thumbs up on the way out the door. Also, you can check out the official merchandise of the Talkin VAWLS Network. Just go to bonfire.com. youtube.com/store/Talkin Vols. Any and all support would be greatly appreciated. And just a quick reminder, we are going to be live 6 p.m. Eastern time for the tailgate show. We may do a fan call-in show for the members of the channel, so it's not too late. If you want to join the channel, click that join button below. It's right beside subscribe. If you're on an Apple product, you got to go through your internet browser, and then once you join, you can go back over to the YouTube app. But we'll see you guys tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern, and then immediately following the game. But that's going to wrap it up for this one. This is the Talkin Vols Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.
The Vols, how